Am I the only one that thought Casey was gonna pull a Ray J and push Kaz in the pool like Prince says? First things first, is it just me or do Ekin-Su look different this season? Like, she looks stressed and depressed. It looked like Davide sucked the life out of my girl, and she usually comes spunky and rejuvenated. This time she came with too much of that blush and too much of that foundation. And I'm trying to figure out why Ekin-Su had to choose 3 guys to chat with. Like, everybody just got here. It's only 5 options, and we already knew her top 2 was gonna be Wig Cap and Scott, and the toss-up was gonna be between Marcel and Curtis, because we all know she was not choosing ass. We slide down to Ekin-Su talking to the boys, and she already lying, talking about some, yes, I'm a gas girl. Ekin-Su, it's a lot of words to describe you, but a girl's girl ain't one, honey. If somebody man even breathe your way, you taking it. And I love my girl dad, but she be giving pick me sometimes. Because when Scott asked her, like, are you gonna be in charge in a relationship, or are you gonna put that on the man? And she was like, you know, like, I feel like when I really run into like a man's man, like, he'll definitely be in charge. Like, she give men any answer that they want, and I can't even be mad at it. Like, just feed them shit. They gonna eat it up every single time, just like Davide did. Kaz, it's only day 2, sister. You starting to scare me. Because after the recoupling, when the girls went around the fire pit and was talking about how Ekin-Su done stole they men and they over there chatting and stuff, everybody else was just being straight up about being pressed. India was straight up about it. Elma was straight up. Them girls in their 30s. They're not finna play. They're not finna act like kids. You the only person, Kaz, that set up there trying to play like you wasn't pressed. Talking about something, I don't really care. Like, I'm not really too bothered by it. Like, it is what it is. Like, Curtis is gonna do what he wants to do. But you the main one that encouraged the girls to get up in them hocus pocus heels and tiptoe over to the door so you can hear everything that they was saying. You the main insecure one out the group, but you trying to give everybody else advice, and I really don't like that, because you a pretty girl, but you giving very much too full on at this point. And I don't care what nobody say. Wig Cap got all the lights on, but nobody is home. He don't know how to have a real conversation. If you ain't talking about sex, he don't want to hear it, because when he was having that chat with Ekin-Su and Scott and Curtis, whenever they was talking about, oh, I want to do this in 5 years, I want to have these many kids, oh, I get angry at this, or I'm this type of person in the relationship, he was like, is this an interview? Like, y'all are getting really, really deep. Like, he don't know how to comprehend anything outside of, I want to slob on your Pringle can or ride up on your joystick. And love all of you K-producers, y'all need to do a little better. Because it's very evident when y'all producing a scene, because how all the couples go pull each other for a chat at the exact same time? Like, come on now. It was more than evident that y'all told Luca and Olivia they had to sit down and have a chat with each other, because they sat down in complete silence. It was very awkward. Then Luca talking about some, how did you feel about coupling up with me with them trident teeth? And Olivia sitting up there lying to myself, I would have coupled up with you like every now and again. I was gonna pick you anyway. No, you weren't. You were gonna pick Ronnie and his Wig Cap, baby. You was on Ronnie body real hard yesterday. Like, girl, you was so happy and smiling with all 42 trident teeth, telling everybody that Ronnie was in your DMs trying to meet up with you when he was with that electrocuted Cynthia doll Harriet. Like, baby, you giving very much like, like, you giving very much side chick trophy. Like, you the type that love to brag about how somebody man, somebody daddy, somebody uncle wants you, and I don't like that. We slide down to get another producing between Scott and India going for a chat, and I ain't gonna lie, Scott gave me the ick, because when India was talking about how she goes about relationships, why she's been single for so long, how her life has been going, and like, oh, like, me and you, Scott, we've known each other for quite a while, but we never ever tried it out. Scott blew me, because he was like, oh, like, you're so pretty and you have your life together, like, why haven't you found anyone? And I don't like when people do that, because just because somebody is pretty or they have their life together, that don't mean that just all of a sudden one day they supposed to wake up and their husband just gravitates toward them. He just at their door knocking on their door with a box of pizza, like, hey, I want to marry you. Like, that's not how that works. It kind of gives off this vibe that, like, if you were so great, why don't you have anybody yet? Like, are you hiding something? And I'm like, if anything, you the person that was hiding something, because you admitted and you just said that you on your sobriety journey and you've been, you know, sober for a long time. I really big you up on that. You go, Scott. Good job on your sobriety, but baby, it's given very much that you was on some hard dopaina and you had a bad attitude and you was out in the streets being reckless, because even you kept on reiterating and like kind of, you know, pointing at the simple fact of like, you know how I used to act, India, you know how I used to be. And she was just like, yeah. I'm like, so what you really turning up on the girls out in the streets? We want to know. We get down to Elma and Ronnie just don't. Like, immediately, he's like, I'm buzzing. Like, that was the best chat I've ever had in my life. Like, she just drips and oozes sex. Like, yeah, that's my type of gal. That's my speed. And Elma just up there in La La Land with, like, Looney Tunes around her head. Like, oh my God, so are we good? And he's like, yeah, we're great. Babes, his season just went off a few months ago. You shouldn't believe nothing that he says. Ronnie would recouple with an iguana if they were spreading their legs and giving him that cookie, baby. Like, baby, Wig Cap putting you on notice. He letting you know that he on the first thing smoking. Justice for Catherine, because I can't stand Nas. And I know a lot of y'all gonna get mad at that because y'all think that Nas is some nice guy. But honey, the microaggressions that he's giving towards Catherine, or his body language, just everything that's going on in these scenes when he's having these chats with Catherine is giving very much like, I'm only talking to you because production told me to. Like, if I could really choose, I wouldn't even like cross paths with you in the villa. It would be like I'm making my avocado toast in the morning while you making your scrambled eggs. And I would be like, oh, excuse me, can you pass the milk? Like, I don't ever think that Nas will pull Catherine for a chat a day in his life. And I don't like that he's not at least trying to have real conversations with her. I feel like the way he sits, I don't like every time they have a chat, he has his body turned away from her. He always has his arms crossed and he has his legs crossed. That's all signs of no, no, no. I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to you. I'm only doing this because I have to. And I don't like that for Catherine. Catherine is like full on sitting towards him. She's giggling. She's asking questions. She's like, oh my God, you left the show with a relationship. You guys were together for 4 years. And all he can say about her is, oh, I love your accent. Like, it's always something about Catherine's accent, or when the black girls come on the show, oh, I love your personality. They don't never, at least, just lie if you have to lie. Oh my God, I think you look beautiful tonight. And it's not a fucking lie, because Catherine is the best looking jump in there outside of India. Like, let's keep it a stack. I don't know, Nas be giving me Patagonia vibes. Like, every time he talk to somebody, it be giving job interview. Mark my words, Gabby gonna get back with Marcel, the senior citizen. Like, girl, I gave you grace yesterday because you hadn't had a conversation with him since you caught him taking another snow bunny through the hotel mattress while you was downstairs in the gym doing deadlifts. Like, y'all hadn't had a conversation since he did you dirty, so I was letting you have it yesterday. But now when I think about it, girl, that was 8 years ago. Like, at this point, when somebody do me dirty like that, and it's been almost a decade, I'm finna just let it lie. Like, when I see them again, I'm gonna act like they don't exist. And if you was really standing on business, and if you was really over it, like, no tears would be shed, no cap. Like, it would be straight anger. She was mad at first, now she getting emotional. Like, you shouldn't even want to be in the same room with him. You should have did what Ekin-Su did. Ekin-Su called them folks up and said, hey, if Dobby Day show up, I ain't coming, and I'ma sue your motherfucking ass. And I know that, and that's what you should have did. If you was really over it and you didn't want to see that man like that, I never wanted to see you again in my life. I was so prepared for that. If so, why you didn't write that in your contract? Because we could have did without Marcel. We really could have did without you, baby. Then you send up there showing all 32 teeth while he giving a gas speech about how he ruining your experience and I really don't want to do that to you. And then you start asking questions about his marriage. Why are you even talking to somebody that's still married? This man is not divorced. I'm trying to figure out how that got past the producers. Like, the producers be wanting somebody to be on this show too bad. Like, the folks want to check too fucking bad. Y'all want ratings too bad. Nobody who's married should still be on here. Then she go talking about some, oh, well, how long ago was the divorce? He said, oh, it's been like a year. Babes, he's still married. You ain't even got the divorce. Then talking about some, oh yeah, I haven't been with anybody since then. I just been kind of learning myself again. You lying. You've definitely been bumping and stuffing in the sheets, baby. You've definitely been getting Debbie cakes the same way you was getting Debbie cakes when you was still with that girl Gabby. Also, Gabby, I'm gonna give you a word of advice. Never play tough girl and then you don't follow through on everything you said you was gonna do. You said, oh, I'm gonna sleep out on the day bed, but then you jump right in the bed with Marcel. Like, every time you say something like, oh, like, I don't want to talk to him, you talk to him. I don't want to hug him, I don't want to get close to him, you hug him and get close to him. If I couple up with him, like, I'm gonna sleep on the day bed. You didn't go sleep on the day bed. You're not standing on business. And that's why he's sitting up there with the fake tears. You know, I really just don't want to, ruin your experience. And, I feel like we can really work it out. Like, yeah, they gonna get back together. And Ekin-Su, why was you spraying Glade aerosol under your arm? What they do that at? And did y'all see Ronnie take that hairpiece off in the bed? Ooh, gotcha. Luca is such an unlikable person. Like, you could never make me like Luca. Because they wake up in the morning and I guess everybody died and Luca woke up king because he gonna tell Curtis, yeah, go ahead and make everybody coffee. Go ahead and make everybody breakfast. How you do it? You make your own coffee. You make your own breakfast. Like, who does he think he is? Like, he always kill the vibe. Everybody talking about their first night in the villa. Oh, I didn't sleep well. Oh, I did sleep well. Oh, Elma talking about how she farted and she blew one out the back and she almost had to run to the toilet. And here you come thinking you boss and king over everybody. This is not Love Island season 8, baby. This is not you and Jim are running the villa because her daddy is some famous soccer player or whatever he was, football player. Girl, I really don't care. It's not going like that this go around. So pipe down. Cass, come right on back to the front of the line. Girl, you don't need to give nobody advice until you figure out if your man gonna get stolen tonight. Which he did. Like, girl, you sitting up there trying to give Gabby advice, talking about some, I don't know, like, I just feel like you should just have more chats with him, like, see how it goes. Like, you don't need to give no advice. Like, you need to worry about Curtis, because Curtis telling you in your face that he want to stay with you. Meanwhile, he telling Ekin-Su, please steal me. Then anytime India asks her, like, hey, are you pressed about your man possibly getting stolen tonight? She's like, oh no, I'm not worried. And India just looking like, okay, girl, I'm pressed like a panini. I don't want my man stolen. I could go home. Like, you could be in jeopardy, baby. And you sitting up here lying, like, come to terms with stuff like, I'm sorry, but Cass is insecure. She getting on my nerves, and I really love my girl now. She's a beautiful girl, but she's starting to get on my motherfucking nerves. Ekin-Su Ekin-Su pulled Wig Cap for a chat and said that she loves a belly on a man. Girl, make sure you're only speaking for yourself. And like I said before, Wig Cap only bounces off of whoever he's talking to. If you ain't talking about SEX, he don't want to hear it. He's confused. He's in La La Land. He's in another universe. And I feel like Ekin-Su is the same way Slick. Like, she be acting fake pretentious at times. Like, oh, like, I really want to get deeper. I'm 30 years old now. When in reality, like, babes, we all know what you about. You left the villa with Davide, baby. And he hardly understand English. Curtis, I'm going to give you this warning, and I'm going to only give it to you once. Stop speaking on Mora. That lady don't like you. She don't want to with you. She want to make it seem like you never even existed. You said you be seeing Shawty walk down the street and she literally act like you Casper the ghost. She don't speak. She don't look at you. She deleted all the photos. She don't want to see no clips of y'all. When anybody asks her about you, she be like, who is that? She pull a Mariah Carey. So stop speaking on that lady before you conjure her up and she come back full force with all guns ablaze and lighting your ass up with what really happened in that relationship, because we truly don't know. I feel like she gave us nips and snips here and there, but she never really told us truly what went on. So leave that lady alone now, because you the one that like to play fake nice guy, and then you gonna make it seem like you never said nothing about that lady when she start coming at you real hard. Like, don't do it, because she got a bigger platform than you, babe, so we all gonna believe Mora, because Mora is a feisty Irish little girl. And I don't know how many times I gotta tell y'all, but Curtis is not a nice guy, y'all. He's pulling the same thing that he pulled between Amy and Mora back on season 5. He's telling Kaz over here, like, hey, I really love our connection. I really love your personality. We get along so well. Like, yeah, like, it's the banter. Like, no, I'm not thinking about going with Ekin-Su. But on the other end, he's staring Ekin-Su down in the villa so she'll pull him for a chat. He's like, oh, you want to pull me? You want to pull me? He going off in secret little areas like, yeah, I'm really feeling this. Like, I really feel like we're like going back and forth, the banter. Everything be the same. It be the same ass lines. Like, Curtis be acting like he's so deep when in reality, he just like everybody else. Curtis just one of the ones that know how to keep his representative on for a very long time. And then when they get off camera, it drops real fast and they find out that no. I would not play with Curtis if I was Cass. Like, your feelings finna get twisted up in the game, baby. They finna get twisted up in the game. And Ekin-Su, didn't you say that you was a girl's girl earlier in the episode? How you gonna say that Mora lives in your building? Y'all are a little close. You know her really well. But then turn around and be on this show right here trying to have a chat, having the most chats actually, with her ex-man that she hate real bad. Okay. UK girlies, are y'all able to look up and see if somebody went bankrupt? If so, can y'all please look up and see if Luca went bankrupt? Because I feel like the only reason he came back to this show is because he broke. He don't got nothing going on. It must not be fishing season. He must ain't been able to catch nothing lately, baby, and the coins ain't rolling in. Because the way he acting like somebody hog-tied and forced him to be here is really getting on my nerves. Like, the conversation boring. He all, can I pay you for a chat? Then they'll sit down. He just the whole time, yeah. Then this Gabby faking like she didn't know that he left with Gemma. Talking about some, oh, you left or you won with that girl, what's her name? Bitch, you knew who it was. And Luca, baby, I hate to break the news to you, but she's not going from Marcel to you. She's not going from road man to fisherman, baby. It's just not gonna happen. She's not interested. The whole time you like, hey, can you see yourself like recoupling with like, and she's, I don't know. When a woman keeps saying, I don't know, it's a hell no. And I don't know if it's just me, but I thought that Ekin-Su and Scott was gonna be a good match. But it seems like Scott is just here for a good tan, Debbie cakes, and a check. Like, I don't think he's being serious with anybody. I don't think he came here to find a wife. Like, he just here to chill and get his name back out there. He here to get his Instagram followers back up, get his YouTube numbers back up, get some more Fashion Over deals, some Pretty Little Thing deals, some Boohoo Man deals. Like, he not here for real. And when he was talking to Ekin-Su, I peeped that he's an overthinker. And Ekin-Su doesn't think enough. That's exactly why she left with Davide. Because who would do that? But whenever she would ask him a question, he would answer, but then he would pause and then be like, but now that I think about it, I would probably say this answer. And then he'd pause again and say, well, I think about it again, and I would give this answer. And I wonder if that's like a side effect or like something that he's now like discovering, like having more thoughts and thinking clearer now that he doesn't do drugs anymore, allegedly. But y'all let me know if that's a side effect. I've never done drugs, so I don't know. But it seems like he's like overthinking everything because now his brain is super duper clear. I keep trying to tell y'all about Curtis. Like, Curtis, why would you fly down to the girls' dressing room and give Ekin-Su a snack when Cass is standing right there? Then Cass acting stupid like she didn't see it. Tell me, yeah, I'm not worried. India looking at her like, girl, You should be pressed like a panini. Also, India, baby Luca is not mature. He's just a boring incel. That's his representative. The moment you get him down to the house, you're gonna find out just how fucking childish he is. And you don't want to be with nobody that was 23 and willing to go with a 19-year-old just because her daddy was a famous football player. You 34 and he's 25. That's almost a decade younger than you. Do not do it, girl. And I really need for them to show us what be in them wine glasses, because ain't no way that they think that Ronnie is some like high grade man, some high value man. They be talking like Ronnie is so fine. Like, is they putting an ugly filter over him through the screen? Like, I'm not getting it. Like, everybody that come in there be like, Ronnie, like, you're more than what I expected. Like, I'm really intrigued. I'm not intrigued. So please list out all of the good qualities about him, because I don't get it. Girl, they get down to the recoupling, and we already knew that Ekin-Su was gonna choose Curtis, honey. Cass was mad on the side, but trying to hold her face over. Curtis basically skip, hopped, and leaped over there to Ekin-Su. Didn't even say bye to Cass if you really think about it, but who cares? Cass, you the one that's delusional, and you was getting too clingy. It's only day 2, girl. You know that man less than 24 hours. Huh. Casey, please get a job, like a real one. I didn't get to talk much about Catherine in this episode, but Catherine had me hollering when she said, Casey, do you know Casey? Have you met Casey in person? Catherine, me and you is just alike, baby. I get excited about any new man that I see, baby. Any new piece of shiny object, girl, I be like, ooh, 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 ooh. That's the same energy she had when they ran down to the Casa More. And Cass, you ain't fooling nobody. You was mad about that recoupling, so you took all of your anger out on Casey, baby. Like, I don't know Casey like that. Wasn't he from like season 4 or something like that? Then he came back on season 9. I didn't watch season 9 because that was boring, and you could never convince me to watch that, baby. The only thing I know from that season is that an ethnic couple won. And wasn't it Tanya and them on now? Or was that another season? I don't know. And speaking of season 9, Olivia is rubbing me the wrong way. Like, she seemed like she want to be seen like real bad. She want to be the center of attention, and that's not what's happening right now. Like, we haven't seen her much. Nobody really trying to talk to the girl yet. It's only day 2, so, you know, it can be whatever. But the way she ran up to go say hey to Casey, it's like you wanted everybody to, I know Casey. Babes, how you gonna say something smart about him when he first walked up and then be the first one to run up and try to get a hug? Like, bitch, you fake. Now, when it comes to this Cass and Casey situation, I'm kind of 50-50, because yes, I would call somebody out like, hey, you been in everybody's DMs, you be playing just left or right, you played my friend, I heard word on the curb, you ain't no good, and I don't think you need to be here if you still playing. How you gonna come to Love Island for the 3rd time and you still can't get it right? Like, do you ever want to grow up? Do you ever want to become a real man? Do you ever want to stop playing? But then on the other end, like, girl, he just walked in. Then you saying that all of your friends told you all this stuff. Did you see it? Have you seen any of it? Like, please, I want to know. Like, can you call your friend on the phone? Can you get the Love Island producers to get the other girls on the phone so we can hear it? Other than that, girl, shut the fuck up. Because really, in reality, you just mad at the situation about Curtis getting stolen by Ekin-Su, and so you trying to take it out on him. Then you slick turning everybody, not even slick, you high-key turning everybody off. You turned Scott off to the teeth, girl. You pissing Fine off. You can't do that, girl. Scott on the side like, dang, he just got here. Like, do y'all got a previous beef? Like, what's going on? You sitting there, but no, word in the curb. I heard it on the streets. Like, girl, you making everybody uncomfortable, and I really don't want that for you, because it's gonna make you an outcast, like, real bad. And then Curtis looking like, ooh, even if I had to get back with you, I wouldn't get back with you, because you doing too much. You done pissed Scott off. Marcel was never looking at you like that. He even trying to get you to apologize afterwards, which she did not need to apologize. So y'all could have kept that now. Then you got the other ones on the side like, she doing too much. Y'all get up and you and Casey still arguing, and they get in the middle of the pool area, and I got a little scared, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I got very, very scared, because the way Casey had like anger in his eyes, I thought he was gonna push that bitch off the edge like Ray J did the princess, baby. Like, Cass, I know you probably meant well by trying to let the rest of the girls know that, hey, he's a player. Don't fool with him, because Catherine, I saw you, girl. You ran to sit right beside him, girl. And wasn't Casey the one that on season 9, I saw like clips on TikTok a long time ago. Wasn't he the one that tried to act like he was interested in a black girl from Casa Amor, and then he played her just to get back to the house or something like that, or the last like a few more episodes, and then he dumped her like a hot cake? Yeah, I don't fool with him either. So I was with you on that, Cass. Like, I'm just trying to let the rest of the girls know, like, don't fool with him. And especially Catherine, you. Bitch, don't let him play you and knock you up off your spot and get you sent home. But on the other end, girl, like, you doing a lot. You hollering, you screaming. Like, let the man get settled in. Like, the girls gonna learn for themselves. They gonna do what they want to do. Clearly. But yeah, tomorrow's episode looking real hot and juicy. The girls gonna be doing a little sexual contest, honey. You already know Ekin-Su screaming, hollering loud at the top of her lungs. But go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you thought of this episode and what you looking forward to in tomorrow's episode. Bye, y'all.